I mean to start now, sorry. With us that, you know, why she's where she is and whatever you want to share. So thank you so much again. I hope you're feeling okay.
No, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to give you a heads up just in case like it got any, so I apologize. No, I'm good to go. So
Okay,
kids,
awesome.
kids are solid for at least, what, 30 minutes? Is that how long we can keep them contained? Kidding. Yes, so thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for having me very, very much. And yes, like she said, my name is Natalie. I live in the Dallas, Texas area. I'm in North Dallas. So as you guys know, there's a ton of leadership and a ton of coaches that live in Dallas. If you're familiar with a lot of the top coaches, they're all right here. So there's nothing that drives me more crazy than when I hear people are like, oh, I can't coach. You know, we have so many coaches in our area. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what you mean. So there is no reason that you cannot have success with this business, no matter where you are located. I can promise you that. So just a really quick bit about my background and kind of where I came from. I'm from a very, very small town. I'm a small town girl by heart. I was born and raised in the Oklahoma Panhandle, so town of like 1,000 people. So I'm not kidding when I say I'm from a small town. And I went to college down at A&M, at Texas A&M. I graduated, did a couple of things, and then I ended up long-term in pharmaceutical sales and did that for about 6 years. And in that time, I also had my first child. And pharmaceuticals was just, it was a beating. If no one has ever done it, it's not what it's cracked up to be on the outside. I know it has this great, look that it seems like it's just this fantastic job, and it's not. It's really, really, really difficult. You have to have really thick skin and get used to rejection and people thinking that you have no value and that you're basically worthless, because that's what you're made to feel like on a day-to-day basis. So after 6 years of that, and to say the least, I was really, really beat down. And like I said, I had my daughter. And so I just knew there was something more. I had no idea what it was at the time, but I knew that there was just something else that I was meant to do. So I don't have like this amazing, story about, the heavens parted as soon as I said yes. And that, it was just this meant to be thing. Like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I signed up. I signed up on a whim. I had a friend she wasn't a friend at the time. I had no idea who she was, but she invited me to go to her friend's house to go do this new workout. It was insanity. And so I did. Like, I jump in a car with a stranger and go to do a workout over in Grapevine, Texas, which is about like 40 minutes away. And, it was just one of those things, but there was something about it that felt right. Like, I just had a good feeling about it. And so I said yes. I was very skeptical. Like I said, I came from pharma, so the whole Shakeology thing just made me a little bit nervous because I was so used to lawsuits and just, all of this other kind of stuff. And so it just made me a little nervous. I wasn't totally sold on it until I started drinking it. And then it was a game changer for me and for my whole family. Like, it was just a complete game changer. Can y'all hear me? My internet's going in and out. Everybody's frozen. Oh, boy. I hope y'all can still hear me.
You're good.
You can hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, sorry. Everybody was frozen, and there's a thing flashing saying internet's unstable.
No, you're good. You're good.
So as long as you can hear me, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so fast forward a little bit. I went on maternity leave with my daughter. I came back, and I had the opportunity. It was right after I'd actually said yes to Beachbody to have a voluntary layoff with my pharmaceutical company. And so I did. I said yes. I took that. I got a severance. And so for 6 months, I stayed at home and I tried to make this Beachbody thing work. But meanwhile, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no guidance. I didn't have any training, had no idea what I was doing. Like, to say that, like, y'all, I didn't even know what Success Club was until I'd been in the business for a year and a half. And I actually told my upline what Success Club was. So when I tell you, like, I was clueless, like, I'm not kidding. I was clueless, and there were no trainings in the back office. We didn't have anything like what we have today. So I started everything like as wrong as you could possibly start a business. That's how I started. I was that annoying person on Facebook that people were unfriending because it was all sunshine and rainbows, and all I wanted to do was post my link and pictures of product. Like, it was just a hot mess. And so I did end up going back to work part-time for a hospital organization and doing business development for them. And in the meantime, after that, I then gave birth to our second child. And at that point in time, like, I was done. Like, I knew that my heart I was trying with Beachbody, but not really knowing what I was doing. And I was also teaching fitness classes and running a boot camp on the side. And so I just knew that my heart and soul was not in the healthcare industry any longer. Like, it was one
Now she is frozen. Can you guys hear her? No, okay. She might have to jump off and jump back on. Maybe. I'm sure now she probably knows. Maybe. I don't know if I message her, she'll see it or not. Well, technology can be wonderful and it can be bad too. Let's see. Trying to connect. Lost you. Okay, well, and I was really getting her story. I didn't realize she had started prior to trainings. I didn't realize she had been a coach that long. When I started in 2012, we didn't have team training. We had online office. It was called the Coach Training Academy. And Heather Foltz said, go in there, do it, and then report back to me. I don't want to hear from you until you do it. I'm just kidding. Not really. Why is no one smiling? I thought I was being funny, nobody was laughing, and I'm like, dude. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see if she sees my message. She says she's trying to reconnect. Bless. All right. Hi, Addison. All right, so let's see. You guys, is the sneak peek not really like awesome this month? Or is it just me delusional? I don't know. I think it's adding a little bit extra flair to it. It feels really good. I don't know. I feel like we're reaching some more people. So, and Nicole, girlfriend. Oh, here she comes. Here's Natalie. I was just going to say, there she is. I'll come back to you, Nicole. There you are.
That's my word. Can I just say something today? Well,
You're here, but you're in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, I just heard you.
Okay. Hey, I'm going to have to go outside. Maybe it'll work.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're good.
I'm good now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to sit on my front steps.
Awesome. Your pretty house.
Okay. Oh, thanks. Yay. Okay, so is it working now?
Yep, perfect.
We good? Okay. Okay. Long story short, I was finally able to pay my mortgage with Beachbody. And so I had asked my husband, I was like, look, if I can do this for 6 months, can I leave my job? You know, this job that was just miserable. Like I would pull up to the hospital and cry every morning. And so we came to the conclusion, yes. So I did that. And so it was right before Summit, because I remember being at Summit in Vegas and I had just turned in my notice. So ever since then, I've been full-time Beachbody and have gone all in. And, you know, I've been a very slow grower. And so it sucks, you know, from a business standpoint, but for my team, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise because I can tell them like exactly what not to do in order to grow their business. So what I was going to share with you guys tonight, I call it like the 5 tangibles that turn my business around for me. And of course the wind's blowing like 30 miles an hour out here. So if it's really windy, I'm sorry. But it's the 5 tangibles that turn my business around, because I went from being stuck like at, I believe I was 1 or 2 star, I can't remember, but I was not moving very quickly. And then we ended up finishing the year as an elite team, and we've done it 2 years in a row now, and we are on track to finish again this year, you know, assuming that ranks go well. But so the first thing that I want to share, so point number 1, so there's 5 things I want to share with you. So the first thing is I call it your pillars. So finding like 5 to 7 things that are just unapologetically like 100% you. And what I mean by that is, for instance, like I used to be really afraid to post about my faith, right, on social media, because I was so afraid that like it might turn someone off, or that someone might be offended from it or something like that. And what I've come to realize is like those are not the people that I am meant to be in alignment with. You know, like that's not who I am meant to be in business with, which is okay, because that means that there's someone better out there for them, and that there's also someone better out there that's going to really mesh well with my value system and my belief. So I tell my team to pick like 5 to 7 things that are like truly 100% unapologetically them, and that those are the things you always want to be posting about and sharing about. I'll give you an example for mine. So like I said, mine is faith, mine is my family, fitness / beach body, because I used to not even post about beach body. You know, like I said, I was really bad at the beginning and was like all, you know, vomiting beach body everywhere. And then I went to just nothing because I was afraid to talk about it. But now I'm not afraid at all. So beach body, and then peanut butter, wine, and coffee. So like that's me in a nutshell, you know. And if you ever go to my page, you'll see that. Like that's if I didn't have all these darn headaches, I miss my wine. I'm not gonna lie. But if you know, if you ever go to my page, like you will see like those are the things that I post about, and the people that I'm attracting now, like they're right in line with those things that mesh with me. So I just really encourage you, like, I don't care what it is, but make a list of like 5 to 7 things and don't apologize for them. Be true to who you are and just let it be you, and share those things. And every time you make a post on social media, be talking to someone who is in line with one of those things at least. The second thing, I don't have my notes now because we're on my phone, so I'm totally winging this. The second thing is team culture. So an I do, you do, we do type of culture. Okay. And so what I mean, I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by that. So anytime I sign a new coach, what I do is I take them through this process of like, or I'm sorry, it's a we do, you do, I do, you do, I do, we do, you do. Y'all, my brain is not firing on all cylinders. And so it's when I sign a new coach, I run a free group, right? And so I tell them, just invite as many people as you can, invite them into this. I do all of the posts for them. You know, I do everything unless like they want to. Like if they want to share in the responsibility, I'm never going to tell them no, you know, but I want them to have that level of comfort and confidence, because like I said, y'all have to remember, I started with nothing. So I really try to help my team to feel like they have support and that they have kind of a roadmap, you know, through this system. So we do a free group. From there, we try to transition them into a paid challenge group. And so when we go into a paid challenge group, we run that together. Like I tell them, you know, okay, now let's run this together. Let's do this together. We split up the posting responsibilities, things like that. And then after that, they're able to go off and they're able to do their own, right? And what this has allowed, it's allowed them to kind of, you know, by having this type of system, it allows them to have that sense of responsibility, to have the confidence in themselves, like that they can do this even when they feel that they can't, when they're doubting themselves. Like they have all the tools that they possibly need to make this happen. So we started doing that within our team, and it's really gone well. And I see, like, you know, because I have other leaders that have kind of broken off and do their own thing, and they kind of do the same thing, and it works so great. And it makes other leaders, you know, even if they may not be a diamond rank or whatever, like they're still able to lead, even if it's just by running their own challenge groups and stuff. Like they don't question that, you know, they have the confidence to go and do that. So that's number 2, that I do, you do, we do, whatever. And then number 3, so sorry. I promise, Natalie, I am normally not like this. Y'all, please, I just give me some grace tonight.
You're awesome. Keep going.
Holy moly. Number 3 is a team culture. So it kind of goes hand in hand with that last one, but developing a team culture. I mentioned before that like we were sitting on the brink of, you know, like basically we were at a stopping point in our organization, and I'd been stuck for so long and I couldn't figure out what was actually taking place. And we were doing pretty well, but I didn't even have my own team page. Like I had my own personally sponsored page, but that was it. And I was almost a 5-star coach and still didn't even have my own team page. And so once I broke away, and I actually talked to a group of coaches who were at a local event with me and asked them, I was like, do you guys feel like you need this? And they were just like, oh my gosh, yes, we don't have any sense of connection. Like the other page is so big. We don't even put coaches in there anymore because we don't like it, blah, blah, blah. So what we did is we split off and we started our own, and we just developed this team culture. And like, we even have a pinned post in the top. Of course, my battery's low. Good Lord. I have a backup. Don't worry. We have a pinned post in our team page that even like lays out the expectations. Like if someone is added to the team page, like you welcome them, like I don't care if it's just a like, if it's saying hi, whatever, like welcome them. They're new, that, they're excited. You get excited for them. Celebrate each other. No matter how big or how small, if someone comes in and posts a win, like we need to celebrate that for them. Encouraging and supporting one another, that's a really big one. And so it's just developing this sense of culture that we started within our team. And it made such a difference that I didn't even realize was happening. Like I didn't even realize that it was something that they needed, but they did. We had no team culture prior to that. And now, like, I have to say, like, it is a true family. We have so many people going through so many things within our team. And it's just people rally around one another. And it's one of the coolest things to see. So if you feel like you're on that brink of, you're stuck, like you're a leader, but you're kind of stuck and you don't know where to go, just really encourage you to take a look at your culture of your team and really try to revamp that and just find ways and what's going to speak to your team and what's going to speak to your heart. Because you also have to remember, like, some people only join us because of the team, because of just that community and that sense of belonging. And so we have to make sure that we don't lose that in all of the business aspect of it. So that's number 3. Let me check my notes real fast because so sorry. I'm having to go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Personal development and staying the course. Yes, this was huge for me. So I used to roll my eyes about it. I would roll my eyes every time like anything was talked about with personal development, but, and that was only because I wasn't doing it. So if you just rolled your eyes or thought, oh my God, here we go about personal development again, it's probably because you're not doing it either. And so I can totally relate, and it's okay, but you're going to start doing it after tonight. You have to. So personal development for me has just been such a game changer. Like if there's anything else that I don't get done in the day, sometimes that's all that it will be, but it's that important to me. Like, it has not only just changed my business, but it has changed my life, to be honest with you. And it is just so, so important. So through personal development and then staying the course, like I'm just a very consistent, I am type A, I won't lie. But I'm very consistent in what I do. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm, laying in bed sick or if there's something going on, like I will make sure that there are still 2 to 3 posts on my page every single day. I will make sure I do that. If if there's a commitment, like I'm going to stick with it. So I just have always believed in staying the course. I think we're all guilty of chasing those rabbits. You hear of someone doing something else, like, oh my gosh, I got to try that. Or, oh, you're doing this has to be work. Because there's no secret sauce in this business. There's absolutely no secret sauce. The secret sauce is those 4 vital behaviors and just doing them and staying consistent with them and never quitting. The only way that you can fail in this business is to quit. And so if you can just stay the course and stay consistent, go back to the basics. Anytime your business is suffering, go back to the basics. Print off a tracker. Start tracking your activity. Do your personal development. Dig deep into that personal development. If there's something you're struggling with, read something that's going to speak specifically to that. Or if it's something that you want to improve upon, make sure that you're looking at that one as well. So always just the personal development and staying the course. Like, if I would not have done those, I can promise you I would not be where I am today, and that my team would not be where they are today, because it's a trickle down effect, and you lead by example. And my team knows how important that is to me, and they've seen the effects of it. And so therefore they do the same as well. The last point that I feel was a real turning point for my business is events. And if you are not going to events, I can't tell you how much you are missing the boat. First and foremost, you have Super Saturday. Super Saturday, you guys, it's 4 times a year. We know about it a year in advance. Like, it goes on my family calendar in the kitchen as soon as those dates are released, so that everybody in my family knows mommy works on this. In Dallas, we have it on Sundays. So mommy's working on this Sunday. Like, it's just a given. It's an event. It's my job. And so that's what you do. You go, if you were working a 9 to 5 job full time too, and they had a meeting you had to go to, you'd be there. you wouldn't be like, oh, I just didn't really feel like it. It didn't really work. Like, no, it goes on your calendar, it goes in your schedule, and you go. Summit is coming up. If you're not going to Summit, you're missing one of the best events that you could possibly go to really understand and feel the culture of what Beachbody is about. Same thing, even just with your team calls, plugging into your team calls are so, so vital. Just staying plugged in and connected. And I say this because like my turning point when my business started doing a 180 was that leadership a few years ago. And I wasn't even I didn't qualify for leadership. I was invited as a guest. We used to be able to take guests. If you qualified, you could bring a diamond or above. And so it was actually, I went as a guest and we were sitting there talking about goals. And I was saying I wanted to be 5-star. I wanted to be elite. And someone looked at me and they're like, you keep saying this, but I can tell you don't believe in yourself. You don't truly believe that it's possible. And it was just such a light bulb moment. And I still know to this day, had I not been at that event, I wouldn't have made the shift in my business. My mindset would not have made the shift that it made over that period. And things would not be to where they are today. You've got to make sure that you're showing up to those events, that you're staying connected and you're staying plugged in. Because, if you have training in your area, holy moly, you've got to go. That's amazing training. We had one here in Dallas a few months ago, and it was incredible. So if you I highly, highly recommend that you do that too. So those are kind of the 5 tangibles that turn my business around. Finding pillars, figure out what they are, stick them, don't apologize for them. We do, you do type of system, have a way that you can start implementing that to give your team kind of some responsibility on their shoulders. Number 3, the team culture, developing a team culture. Number 4, making sure that you're doing your personal development, staying away to teach your team the same. And then number 5, you've got to make events. So those are kind of my 5 steps that help me turn my business around.
Absolutely love everything that you said. I feel like I related to a lot of it. When did you sign up, Natalie?
2010, January of 2010.
Okay, because I was in 2012, so I feel like, I think the Coach Training Academy started probably right around that time. I remember people saying there was nothing prior to that. So,
yeah.
The fact that you've stuck with it, even though you didn't have instant success, like you said, is a blessing, because so many times now we look at other coaches who run out of the gate in 6 months to a year, and that's not relatable. It's not relatable to see somebody jump from emerald to 15-star in 2 seconds. It's not. So that's not normal, So just the fact that, you've grown a very successful business and team, and, it's not overnight, and people shouldn't expect it to be. So I love your points. And I know that you probably don't have a whole lot of time left, but if it's anybody has.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're totally fine. You're fine. So I don't know what is going on with my internet. All day long, or since last night, our electricity went off and now the internet's in and out. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. So no, you're fine. I have time. If anyone has questions, I'm more than happy to ask. I can't see a chat thing though, because I'm on my phone. So if there is any question, you'll just have to ask it to me, because I can't see anything.
I will definitely. If anybody wants to actually unmute themselves or chat, Jen Hayes, go ahead, babe.
Hey, sorry, it's kind of loud in my house. I apologize. I was wondering, when you run the free groups with your new coaches and then the challenge groups with them, do you have a free group for all of your new coaches that you add at the same time, or do you do it individually?
So I'm very system oriented, and it's probably to a fault because I stress myself out over it. So it's the last week of the month I run a free group. So if I have any new coaches, I ask them to do that with me. So I kind of, I don't do it on an individual basis just because it's too overwhelming for me personally. And sometimes the free group, I don't even ask people, I don't even invite people to do it, if I already have things in my irons in the fire, I just do it for them, so that they can get a sense of it. So no, I just do it with, if I have one new coach at the time that it starts, then there's only one. If I have, 8 new coaches at the time, then I tell all 8 and invite. So it's just kind of a case by case basis, to be honest.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, anybody else? I thought Nicole would have something.
So when in the beginning, when you were saying that you were doing everything wrong and then you went from, just diarrhea of Beachbody to now I don't want to post anything on Beachbody, I feel like I've made so many mistakes that now I'm kind of like afraid that people aren't going to take me seriously now that I'm getting back into it. Did you find that?
Do you have, do you do a like page or do you do everything on your personal page?
I want to use my like page. I want to love my like page, but I can't get traction with my like page. Everything on my personal page.
Yeah, I know it's hard. So that's for me personally, that's what I started doing. Like I opened my like page. And so then I felt comfortable posting on that because I didn't feel, I'm like, if they're here, like then they can hear what I mean, like because they're choosing to like my page. So what you can do too is you can share your posts from your like page over to your personal page. Okay. So that it kind of does give you more traction and sends people, over that way. And I always tell my people like, a like page is a lot, it's an investment. It's an investment of time. And honestly, it's a money investment. Like I run ads continuously, to gain more traction and to get more followers and things like that. And so, and I don't expect newer coaches or coaches that aren't, at a financial place to be able to do that. I don't expect that to happen. But as far as, it's hard to say, I just think that starting to share your story versus sharing product. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I used to do. Like I would be like, oh, Shakeology is so amazing. And this, and this, here's my link. And it would be a picture of, it'd be a stock photo of Shakeology and the link to my page. No one's going to go look at my link. Like we all know that. We all see that all day long on Facebook. That like as you scroll Facebook, you're not going to just go click on someone's link and go check out a product. You want to be able to relate to someone. And I think that's something that we just have to make sure that we do is that social media stays social. And then, when you want to sell and you're working on something like that, that goes offline. Like that goes in a private message. You don't do those things when you're on the public and on your actual Facebook page. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I think if you start being real and just authentic and just, again, those pillars and be you and don't apologize for being Nicole, then people will start relating to that, and then it's not like you're a screw up. Again, you're learning, you're going to fail forward. And that's there is a book by John Maxwell that might read.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't see anything. Oh, there we go. Okay. Natalie, you're muted.
I was going to town too.
I was looking for you. I was like, I can't see anyone talking.
The best thing I've ever said in my life now.
Darn it.
We really, really appreciate you getting on. We really do. Like, I know that you had a stressful day but so we do appreciate you getting on. We do have a tradition where we take a quick picture before we get off. So we'd like to get one before we.
Yes.
Look at the family photo over here. The next one. Adorable. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Got distracted. Squirrel. All right. Picture. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll take one more. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. Thank you so much for getting on. And Natalie, thank you for your time. And
you're welcome. Sorry for all the technical difficulties. No. Holy moly. Y'all, I swear I'm normally on my A game, so I apologize. Hopefully you got something out of that. That whole mess.
Yeah, lots of notes, and actually, I'm going to go back and listen to the call again. I like to do that. So, all right, everybody. Love you guys.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Bye.
See you next week.